What if I told you that for most of America's history, your money wasn't just paper, numbers, or digital pixels in a bank? It was real. It was tied to something ancient, something rare, something nations fought wars for: gold. But today, that reality is gone. Your money is no longer backed by anything you can hold. It is backed only by promises made by the same institutions that benefit when those promises break. And here's the twist nobody is ready for. America didn't lose the old system. It replaced it, quietly, strategically, and permanently. Welcome to History of Financial. To understand how America's money changed forever, we need to rewind to a moment when the entire world was broken. The year 1944. World War II was nearing its end. Europe was in ruins. Factories were destroyed. Economies collapsed. But the United States, the U.S., was different. Its factories were booming. Its gold reserves were full. Its currency was stable. And it was now the world's strongest economic power. So leaders from 44 nations came to a small resort in New Hampshire called Bretton Woods. This wasn't just a conference. This was a global reset. That day, the U.S. dollar became the backbone of global trade because it was backed by gold, and America held most of the world's supply. If a country doubted its own money, it could trust the dollar. If markets panicked, they could rely on America. For the first time in history, one nation held the financial steering wheel of the world. But there was a hidden problem. Gold doesn't grow, but economies do. From the 1940s to the 1960s, the United States entered a new era: the highway system, the space race, Cold War military expansion, new government programs, rising global influence. America was building, spending, growing. But behind the scenes, a quiet storm was forming. Countries around the world began to notice something strange. America was printing more dollars than the gold it promised to back them. The math wasn't adding up. By the mid-1960s, nations like France, Germany, and Japan started to ask, can the U.S. really back every dollar with gold? Or is this system built on trust alone? Soon, countries began demanding actual gold in exchange for their dollars. Ships crossed the ocean carrying dollars, and returned carrying America's gold. For the first time since the Great Depression, U.S. gold reserves began dropping fast. America was running out of time and out of gold. August 15, 1971. President Richard Nixon appeared on live television. America watched. The world watched. Then he spoke the sentence that changed the global financial system forever. I have directed the suspension of the dollar's convertibility into gold. In one moment, centuries of monetary tradition died. No more gold standard, no more conversion, no more physical backing. Money became an idea, a floating promise, a number typed into existence, a value based entirely on belief. Economists call it fiat currency. But the truth is more dramatic. The dollar became a story, and the world agreed to believe it. Once the dollar was free from gold, something incredible happened. There was no limit anymore. The U.S. could print more money to fight recessions, more money to fund wars, more money to stimulate growth, more money to bail out corporations, more money for Wall Street, more money for everything. Debt exploded. Credit markets exploded. The financial system grew like a living organism. And everyday Americans, they felt it in slow motion. The price of homes rose. College tuition skyrocketed. Healthcare became expensive. Food prices increased. Savings lost value. Salaries failed to keep up. People worked harder, but their money worked less. This wasn't a mistake. This was the new design. A system where money could grow endlessly, but your paycheck could not.
Once the dollar became limitless, the Federal Reserve gained new powers. Interest rates, bond buying, liquidity injections, quantitative easing, bank rescues, market support, dollar swap lines, government debt purchases. Most Americans never see these tools, but these tools see you. They decide how expensive your mortgage is, how high your rent goes, how fast prices rise, how much your savings shrink, how stable or unstable your future becomes. And these decisions aren't made by elected officials. They're made by institutions, independent, unelected, and completely shielded from voters. This is not conspiracy. This is the law. And it all became possible the day the dollar was separated from gold. People believe governments control money, politicians control the economy, the president controls inflation. But the truth is deeper. Money is controlled by belief. If people believe the dollar is strong, it is. If they doubt it, it collapses. Our entire world runs on trust, not gold, not silver, not metal, not anything you can touch, just belief. What keeps the system alive is the same thing that could destroy it in a single week: confidence. America traded gold for something far more powerful: control. The dollar became the global currency. Oil is priced in dollars. Trade is settled in dollars. Central banks hold dollars. Nations borrow in dollars. The U.S. gained something no empire in history ever had: a money system that works in its favor, no matter who wins elections, who controls Congress, or what the economy does. The world doesn't just use the dollar, the world needs it. That is the real power of fiat money. The dollar didn't collapse, it evolved. But something was lost: a foundation, a limit, a sense of reality. Money is now infinite. But your time isn't, your savings aren't, your opportunities aren't. So the real question is, did America gain power? Or did Americans lose something they might never get back? Only history will tell.